Hey everyone, welcome to the second ever Endless ESports podcast. I'm here with special guest Dave Koda, aka Dave Koda. Dave is an upcoming musician who's performed in a number of concerts and has came out with 2 to 3 projects in the past year and is really substantially growing. So today, have him in for the podcast, but as we do it, we're going to play a little 2K. So let's get going. All right, so let's jump right in. So Dave, by the way, has been my roommate for the past 2 years. We went to college together. And he's really dedicated to music. And when I first met him, he was taking it pretty serious, but not as serious as he is today. And he's, like I mentioned before, he's really grown since then. So just give us a little intro, like what got you into music?
I really got into music first when I was 15. The music I do now, when I was 15, I was coming home from basketball practice and I was in a group chat with my friends and we were all kind of just
messing around.
Yeah, just like on each other.
Just talking.
Sorry to swear.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna write a diss rap back to them. So I wrote the thing and I sent it as a text, and it was awful. And they were like, "Yo, this was kind of good," which it wasn't. And I was like, all right. So that first night, I wrote my first song, and I fell in love with it. And it was the worst thing I've ever written ever. Like, it was just terrible. And then I just kind of fell in love with it from there, and it transitioned a lot. My sound transitioned a lot into what it is now. Other than that, though, I played 3 instruments growing up. I played the guitar, the bass guitar, and the cello.
Okay.
And I've always come from a musical family where I have music teachers around me constantly, and so yeah, I was kind of just predisposed to be around music my whole life.
Yeah, so music's been your passion.
Yeah.
It's been your thing for a while, and then just stumbled upon your rapping ability.
Yeah, definitely.
And you followed that. So that's at what age was that? So when did you realize you wanted to start?
Like recording music?
Yeah.
Probably like 16.
16 is when you
and then,
got the ball rolling.
And then I recorded my first project when I was 17, my senior year. I had to quit my baseball team because I had some differences with the coach, and I also fractured my spine. And I just couldn't swing anymore, and it hurt to swing. I could have played that year, but I was in pain, and I was like, you know what, I'd rather spend my time on music.
Just focus on music. All right, before we get into the next question, let's pick our teams.
Let's pick our teams.
Make sure you're on classic teams, so make sure you switch it over.
Thanks.
But
we gotta do
2 randoms and a suicide. Oh, true. So we'll do 2 randoms and a suicide.
We're doing this year's lineups, not the last year's. Or this next coming year's lineup.
Yeah. All right, get the free agents in it. Get the rookies in it. All right, I'll go first. Maybe we're both going.
Yep.
Bulls, Kobe White.
Okay, that's not bad. Phoenix isn't bad.
Bulls, Spurs.
Yeah.
Sixers.
Yeah, have to.
All right. What do the Spurs have? I'm doing suicide.
DeMar.
I'm doing suicide.
Oh, that's wild. No way. No way.
I got the Lakers.
That's like a
Let's go.
Possible finals.
Yeah, that's true. This could be possible.
Oh shit.
I don't know if the Sixers can
How do
come
I
out
do
of
the
the East,
jersey?
but why? I'm purple.
Yeah, like that.
All right, yeah, let's get it. All right, well, this loads up. We'll keep it going. Did any certain artists inspire you? Did you try to replicate anybody? Who was your style? Like, who's your guy? Talk to me.
Growing up, I first fell in love with like Snoop Dogg and Eminem and all that old school kind of stuff.
Okay.
After that, right now it's mainly like Frank Ocean is a huge inspiration for me. I think he's just like everything he does is just so beautiful in my opinion. Like I love that. I love Childish Gambino. He's Childish Gambino. Donald Glover is everything that I want to be as an artist. Like I want to have my hand in multiple things in multiple areas like him. He just like, he writes, acts,
Whole 9 yards.
does the music and everything. So I think that's so cool. And he even had a shoe come out with Adidas. But like he's a huge inspiration for me. Him and Frank Ocean are definitely the main guys. Yeah.
So those are the main guys that you replicate. Now, when you're listening to music, give me a genre or a type of music that you listen to that normal people just wouldn't assume or wouldn't know.
Oh, I like this Ben Simmons versus LeBron at point guard.
Yeah, that's tall point forwards almost.
Foul.
So what's a genre that nobody would know that you listen to that you enjoy?
A lot of punk rock. Definitely love punk rock. That's not like a crazy out of the box one though. Like I really do like Nirvana and all them.
Oh, grab that, Boogie.
I love that kind of stuff, but in terms of in terms of something that no one would expect, I love 50s music, like Little Richard. Yo.
By yourself,
Danny
Danny,
Green
really?
by himself.
Instead of Anthony Davis.
No, 2K.
Sloppy start to our game. But Little Richard, he said?
Little Richard, Johnny, I forget who it's by, but the song Johnny Be Good, I love that song. Just a lot of old school stuff. I saw this video once that was called like Everything is a Remix of Everything, and it was all about music and
Just
how,
over the years.
Yeah, just over the years and how like every song comes from a song before it. So
Hello, who's that? Al Horford? Al Horford, the rim protector?
anyways, let me regain my thought.
Clip
How
that.
everything is a remix of everything in the sense that I can't do anything. In the sense that no shot. in the sense that
Toxic.
all the songs come from somewhere, and hang on, give
You
me
think
that.
that's true?
I do, because I mean, if you look at songs like Lil Nas just dropped a song called Panini, and in the song there's a clip or a part of the melody is a piece from Nirvana's song In Bloom, and he didn't even know he knew who Nirvana was, but he never like listened to any of the music or anything. So I think there's a lot of, or even like what's that song? Juice WRLD got sued for it. Lucid Dreams. That song he took a piece of, or the guitar part is a song by Sting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And yeah, he ended up getting sued for it.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
Ben Simmons is garbage. Ben Simmons, I'm not even gonna look at it. Ben Simmons does not deserve a $170 million contract. I'm sorry. Like, he does not.
He's one of the most dominant point
No,
guards
he's
in the league.
not.
Yes,
He
is.
does no jump shot.
I know he has no jump shot, but
That's a huge part of it.
Isn't that the most impressive part, that he's able to dominate?
But he doesn't
without a jump shot?
dominate that well. I don't think he works well on the team. Like, him and Embiid don't work well together. And $170 million is, I think, ridiculous.
That's a hot take. Him and Embiid don't work well together. It's just Lob City right now.
It's Showtime Lakers.
Yeah, it is Showtime Lakers. All right, so here's another quick question. If you were to listen to one artist for the rest of your life, just on repeat, who would it be?
Frank.
Frank Ocean.
Yeah, it would have to be. There's just no way that gets blocked, by the way.
That's
It would have to
interesting.
be, just because even though the lack of music that he puts out, there is still a lot of music that people don't really know from him.
Right. All
And-
unreleased stuff. 4 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
Oh no, wait, really? Gosh.
Um,
And his music, I just like it in a way that I don't with anybody else, and that I think I would it's been years and I've never gotten tired of listening to Frank Ocean stuff. And it's the same stuff over
it's
and
been
over and over again.
how long? When did he drop Blonde? 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
Yeah.
still listen to it every
And
day.
still, even the stuff before that, like Pyramids is the only 9-minute song I will ever enjoy.
Is it 9 minutes?
Yeah, the only 9-minute song I will ever enjoy.
Pyramid will forever be a classic.
And I don't hate any part of it.
It's like a roller coaster there.
Yeah. No.
LeBron, can you finish? Oh.
Good move,
It's a good
Joel.
It's a good move. All right, so we mentioned before how you had your, well, we didn't mention it, but you had a concert a couple weeks ago,
Right.
and you've done, a couple of them now, like 3 or 4. So talk to me, what do you do before your concert? What's your pregame or your pre-concert ritual? What are your superstitions?
Damn, that's a
Because I know you're a very superstitious guy.
I'm a very superstitious guy. I like to keep everything very routine. Before I touch on just to give an example, I used to always keep like a $5 bill in my sock during basketball games in high school, and stuff like that. And I've always been very superstitious. I haven't really had too many superstitions with music for performing. For writing, I definitely do. There's one spot that I just love to write in, and like I'm very superstitious about writing anywhere else.
Clean that up, Boogie.
Oh my God, we can't get a rebound.
That's interesting. So you right there, that's where you go to get your
It's
your
it's like
quiet time?
it's like my only spot that I really feel like really good in to write, and I don't know why
Because you're in the right
exactly,
mindset,
but
maybe?
yeah, I guess. Oh, it's a good pass.
Flashy.
Ben Simmons is killing me.
But that's interesting. You go to a certain spot every time? Same spot?
I try to. I mean, there's limitations to it because definitely I have to write other places sometimes, but it's just definitely my favorite spot to write in.
Right. But nothing before performing? Like,
Not really. I just like to be as calm as possible, and good move. No,
yeah,
give
put
me a
those
dunk
in. Put those in.
animation. I just definitely like to be as calm as possible. I like to relax the whole day, not kind of have anything on my plate, green, and and just kind of listen to music and just not stress out. And then, of course,
Yeah,
and
just
then-
relax it. So you'd rather, be relaxed before showtime rather than get hyped and, not,
Yeah.
not get hyped, but, motivate yourself a little bit.
Right.
So you'd rather be.
There goes that RB button.
That's interesting. That's
horrible
that's
sh-
red.
yeah,
that's red.
a horrible shot. That's me. That's me up.
Who is that? DeMarcus
Boogie.
Cousins?
Yeah, it's a
Have a
boogie.
rebound? Yes, you being the superstitious guy yourself, I'm surprised you wouldn't do anything else. And nobody's guarding Joel Embiid. Oh my gosh. So when did you realize that this would be the career for you? You wanted to pursue this and not only do it as like maybe a hobby or something for fun. You want to take it to the next level.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Definitely when I was like really young. I think I have this theory that everyone when they're young kind of has this thing. 67 free throw for LeBron.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Best player of
I
all
think everybody has this thing. Missed two. There we go. I think everyone has this thing where there goes the RB button. I just can't use it. Everyone has this thing where they know what they want to do as a kid, and I think it's it's a telling point of what they're meant to do. And when I was a kid, I wanted to be either an astronaut or I wanted to be a rock star, and clearly the whole astronaut thing isn't working. So it was always music. That was what always made me the happiest. That's what I was always drawn to, and that's what I was always around. So
You knew you were cut out for it. You knew.
at a young age, yeah.
You knew what it had. You knew what you needed to do. Like
Right.
everything it needed to take, and you were willing to.
Right.
You had stopped doing the baseball. Well, you didn't stop doing the baseball, but you realized that you wanted to focus your time more on music. So you
On
knew
music,
you
yeah.
knew what had.
Of course.
Yeah, that's real interesting though. All right, so let's get into some casual, fun questions.
Mhm.
We'll start it off nice and easy. Netflix or Hulu, and what's your show?
Netflix, definitely. I think Hulu's good. Hulu's better for movies, I think. Netflix is better for shows. My
Okay.
show is The Office, hands down. Shout out all the Office fans. They love to hate on us. I don't know why. It's very cliche. I know everybody loves
I'm
The
one of the
Office.
haters. I'm one of the haters.
It's just I don't think there's a funnier show in terms of everything with character development and everything. And so I watch that every night before I go to bed. Like I just throw it on.
Before you like it better before or after Michael Scott left?
Oh, before easily,
Before?
Easily.
I
That's
don't
just one of the
watch it,
greatest-
so I don't know what that
Yeah,
religiously
he's
says.
one of the greatest TV characters of
Is
all
that a
time,
very
in my
common?
opinion. I think so. I would think so. I haven't really talked to anybody that likes the other stuff better, but I just finished a show called The Sinner, which was a lot about like mental health and psychological disorders, and I like that stuff. And then obviously I'm a huge fan of Black Mirror, and Jason knows I like weird stuff that makes you think, and
Yep.
Black Mirror I think is like the pinnacle of that.
Forces
and
me to watch that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Black Mirror, would you say The Sinner
The Sinner.
and The Office?
Yep.
Okay, so you're a Xbox guy or PS4?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox. Always been Xbox.
We play together a lot. 2K. What's your favorite 2K of all time, and what's your favorite video game of all time?
Favorite 2K of all time. What was the one that we were ranked in?
2K17, I believe.
Oh, that's a great pass, and it just doesn't work out. 2K17 was my 2K17 was my favorite of all time, mainly because we were ranked. We were top 50 in the world. That was a lot of fun,
That's
and I
pretty
just
impressive.
it was back when basketball was basketball. Like it wasn't. You didn't have power forwards going to guard point guards.
Yeah.
And it was
struggle.
just it was a pure
Point
lineup
guards guarded
of
point guards, and
basketball knowledge and skill, where now it's like all about who can cheese the most, who can hide behind screens and like basically spam the X button. That cannot get through. And abuse the game to its fullest extent.
you don't really need the high basketball IQ to
I think
succeed.
that 2K now is exactly a pure replication of the Rockets, like that 5-out offense that they run, and also just exploiting the rules like I think James Harden does. I'm not a huge fan of James Harden, if anybody could tell, and I just miss the old 2Ks where it was specifically about skill and knowing the game of basketball. Rather
Hopefully they try to bring that back next year, because you're right about that. It's really frustrating to see
how everything progressed.
the way that people just cheese the game and post score takeover. Like
It's over. Like
an
I'm not gonna be
automatic
able to
bucket.
stop that. I also think.
Not mean to awful.
Hey, I also think some of my favorite games ever were Halo. Like that, Halo and Call of Duty are my favorite games ever, strictly for the nostalgia purposes. Like those were the games I grew up on.
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2, definitely, yup. And those were just the ones that like always made me happy as a kid. And you don't really, I don't know. It's just there's not too many of those anymore. Yeah, this is. That's a good foul. I'll take that.
I don't really know those feelings because I didn't play it, but I know a lot of people feel similar way about those games. How,
and you've seen they've redone Modern Warfare like X amount of times now. He just threw a full-on elbow
and then
greened a heavy contest. That's why this game's stupid.
That would be a foul. This game makes no sense. That's a light contest though. But Modern Warfare 2, Halo, Call of Duty's. Those are your games?
I had a PS2 growing up. I actually had a PS2 before an Xbox, I believe, but I had like Ratchet and Clank. That's, if you know that, that's you're old.
I have no idea what that is.
Ratchet and Clank was fire. There were a bunch of PS2 games that I used to play that I love. Hell no. But yeah, definitely still Xbox over PS2 or PS3 now, but you gotta help there, Joel.
That's frustrating. You got a good game right now, though. It's the third or the fourth?
Third. What else you got?
Sorry, I was focusing.
Oh, that works out.
Let's go.
Oh.
Rim Protector. So if you had to be one athlete of all time, who would it be?
One athlete of all time? All time?
We'll do basketball first, and then we'll do maybe...
So like one basketball player of all time?
Yeah, one basketball player of all time.
Or currently?
Either
We'll do
one.
all time.
Yeah, we'll do all time.
Damn. Probably either Steph Curry or Giannis. Steph would just be so fun just to be able to shoot like that. Like I can't even imagine. I've never had a good jumper. And just to...
His mentality, like what he's going, like...
Phenomenal.
You know, like what's going through his mind when he's dropping...
Yeah, or like a Clay
threes
heat up like that. But Giannis would be so fun to be too, just because that athleticism would just be
with
ridiculous.
That size.
Yeah.
You know, 6'11". What is he, 7 feet or no?
He's basically 7 feet.
7 feet tall with that athleticism is...
And just being able to do whatever you want on the basketball court, except for shoot. Really.
But that's crazy though. Like Ben Simmons, he's like Ben Simmons on a lower scale. He can still dominate, but
Ben Simmons should not make $170, $1
million. But no, I agree with that. But being able to, are you kidding me? 3 seconds on who? Boogie?
I think so. What's crazy to me is how much esports has developed, though. Like, you see athletes now that...
It's an interesting lob. Okay.
Yep. Cash.
Investing in.
I think it's, and there's money in it, and that's so crazy. I remember my senior year, or my junior year, I think. Maybe it was my senior year. I did a project about sponsorship, and I had to pick a company to sponsor a thing, and I chose Champion to sponsor the E-League for their uniforms and apparel and stuff like that. And sure enough, like a month later,
It happened.
Champion comes out as the sponsor of it. I think that's crazy how
These businesses see how this industry could really, really grow.
and it's crazy too because esports have been around for a very long time. When you like see the tournaments for Mortal Kombat or like what are the other ones they play? League of Legends,
League of Legends. No, what's the crazy one? Overwatch.
Overwatch. It's just wild to me. That's not a bucket. Space? Low-key?
Light. Yeah, it's crazy that the market, how much it's grown,
And now you see that stuff on like ESPN. Like it's actually getting recognized as a real sport.
yeah,
I mean, we have a common friend who was on the first
podcast.
and Al Horford, thank you, who was on the first podcast, and he like they do weight training, don't they?
They do, like, it's a crazy amount of practice. It's a full-time thing.
But they do practices. They watch film. It's treated like a real sport, and that's just
people
so
don't
crazy.
like. People think you just go through the motions. You're playing video games.
Yeah.
It's honestly not. It's a full-time job. Like, it's commitment, and it's something that they don't take lightly, and it's awesome.
The jump shot is killing me.
Yeah, I'm just playing off in the whole game. That's green, really. But then, no, I definitely see the industry increasing over the years even more. But it's really fascinating.
And Fortnite too. Fortnite, like
I think Fortnite might be one of the main reasons
Fortnite
why.
might have revolutionized the whole industry of it.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's gained so much publicity, and like these guys like Ninja and Tfue,
And they're making millions.
oh, just insane
Millions of dollars.
Nice, I actually might do. All right, a funny question, real quick. If peanut butter wasn't named peanut butter, that's a bad release. What would it be named? So peanut butter was not named peanut butter. You had to come up with a name with it.
I'm gonna say this with confidence. No, there's the RB button. Okay, we got that though.
No! Yo, how much time is left? This might be really intense. It's off.
Can't tell.
30 seconds about what I foul.
Oh.
When you foul LeBron, that's not
We
good
gotta
for
get
you.
him again. I think it would be called nut cream. I'm sorry.
Nut cream.
Peanut cream.
Not nut cream.
Not nut cream.
Peanut cream.
Pause. Not nut cream.
Big
Peanut
pause.
cream.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
what it would have to be called.
Peanut cream is good. That works. That's common.
Or nut cream.
All right, nut cream. All right, Dave, that's all the time we have for you. We really appreciate you coming in. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you guys follow Dave on social media. His @ will be in the description below. And yeah, we really appreciate this. So it's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and endless esports.